Okay, so we're here to talk about hot melt today, and as you can see, I've got a Bridgestone driver head that we are going to add a little bit of weight to. The big thing to understand with hot melt that I don't know that a lot of people really do is you can add weight and you can also alter the sound with hot melt. A lot of people haven't seen exactly what it looks like on the inside and they think it's a hard glue. It's really not. It's kind of similar to the glues you see on the back of those envelopes you get mailed with things stuck to them. So it's very malleable, and that's what allows it to cling to wherever it is in the head after it dries and stay stationary. It's not going to come loose in the head. That also provides part of the problem with hot melt. If you put too much in, you're not getting it out. So it's one of those things that you can do. You can do it yourself. You can get a hot melt kit like we have here. You've got to be very careful and very deliberate with what you're doing though. So what we're going to do first off today is I'm going to show you how you pull the hot melt within the gun, and you can see on our scale here with one pull how the weight is going to change. And so one long pull right there ends up about 3/4 of a gram. My big suggestion is you need to practice with that because it's very, very easy to put too much hot melt into a head, and once you do that, there is no going back. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to add about 2 grams to this Bridgestone head. I've got the weight removed already, if I can pull it out of there. And also on the scale, so you'll see, without the weight inside of it, it's about 188 grams. So I'd like to take that to 190 grams with a 10-gram weight that's going to go back in. The thing with hot melt is you can also place it wherever you want to in the head. So if we're wanting to locate it a little more to the heel side or the toe side, after you put the needle in and you pull, you hold the head in that direction and it's going to end up drying there. The big thing I think is not talked about enough is really how much it'll alter the sound. The JGR is not a quiet driver, so adding a few grams of hot melt can make a big difference into it all. All right, whenever you're applying hot melt, you really have to err on the side of slow and steady. It's really easy to put too much into a head, so you need to constantly check how much you're going to put into the head. In this case, we've got our scale right nearby. Less is always better than too much. Once you go too far, you're not going to be able to remove it from this port. So we're going to try to put a couple of grams inside the head. That should bring us up to about a 200 gram overall head weight, and we'll hit the swing weight for what we're looking for with this build. After each pull, your best bet is to sit it on the scale, and right there we've added right at a gram, so we should be able to go with about one more pull. And once you're inserting the hot melt, you're going to be able to feel where it is in the head based on the heat alone. In this case, as I've inserted it, it's actually settling right here. So if you want to tilt the head, you can manipulate the hot melt while it's still warm and get it to whatever position you want. Now, how much that's actually going to change bias of a head is very debated. And there we are, right at 130 or 190 grams overall with the weight. That's going to put us right back in at 200. So what you're going to get by doing this is you're going to get definitely a different sound off of the head. Where you place it in the head is going to affect sound more than it's going to anything else. It doesn't take a whole lot to alter the sound. So for those drivers out there that somebody thinks are too loud, something to always revisit is possibly hot melt altering that and making it a little bit better. Beyond that, it's a great swing weight tool, but you have to use some caution and you have to go slow.